Hi, my name is Leah Day, and welcome to this video for the Dancing Butterfly Quilt. Today we are stitching out Sleeping Seeds. It's a really cool pivoting design that incorporates a little bit of that thread play that we learned in a previous design. So let's check out the worksheet and learn the rules of this really cool design. So here's the worksheet for Sleeping Seeds. I really love this texture, and if you're wanting to have a guide like this that you can download, print out, and trace, use for practicing and tracing, you can click right here and go to leahday.com, where you will find the Dancing Butterfly Quilt pattern. That's the pattern that we're working on together, and it comes with all of these worksheets so that you can practice before you start stitching on your quilt fabric. Okay, so how does this design work? Sleeping Seeds works really interestingly. We're going to start by stitching this kind of long wiggly line and then swirl into a circle and kind of build that up with rows and rows of circles. This is a little bit like the light spiral we've already learned. We're doing a little bit of thread painting right there to build up the thread and make it stand out. Then travel stitch back, and then you're going to pivot and echo around it with your echoes, just like that. Then pivot and echo, and pivot and echo. And again, it doesn't matter which direction you go in. You kind of want to be mindful of this because like right here, I want to go through here, so obviously I want to echo around and come out this way. So it really doesn't matter. You're going to get the feel and flow for the design if you trace it, if you spend some time going through it, getting familiar with the design and how it's going to move. But those are the simple rules. Start with a wiggly line, go into a circle, thread paint it, come back out, pivot and echo, kind of like Paisley, exactly like Paisley actually, and then repeat that same kind of clustering effect to move through your quilting space. So now let's get on the machine and check out how it works in free motion. So here's the design. I've already stitched out 4 of my Sleeping Seeds into the space, and this is another good idea of just noticing how we work through the area, forming kind of a clustery shape, branching off, forming another one. They stack together in this way, and I'm more or less moving from left to right in a row with these shapes. I've ended up right here, and I don't have any space for another one, so what do? I'm basically just going to stitch a little line from right here to the edge of my quilting space. So I'll zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to stitch a little line right to the edge of my quilting space, and that got me out of that tricky spot. Now I'm going to travel stitch down. And because I'm in a weird area, I'm going to have to kind of break the design in half. How do I do that? Well, cover up part of the design, and what does it look like? You know, that's a good way of knowing how to quilt just a piece of it. So I think I'm going to just wiggle in just a little seed shape. Fill that in. Just go round and round. Then travel stitch slowly. Right back out again. And now I'm pivoting, and I'm only going to echo along one side since I just don't have room in this spot to do the full echo around it. And that's fine. This is going to get me out of this tricky area, and then I'll be able to do nice big Sleeping Seeds further down. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to form a full shape. So again, wiggle down, swirl into a circle, fill that circle with thread, spin around and around and around until it's filled. That looks good. And then carefully travel stitch back. Once I get back to my starting point, I'm going to pivot and echo, swing around with a nice echo all the way around, nice teardrop shape. That looks good. Swing around again, and it's totally up to you how many echoes you want to stitch around any particular shape. I usually aim for, 1 to 2 echoes around, but sometimes if I'm in the mood, I'll stitch around it, swing around it several times if that's what I think the design needs, if that's what my space needs. That looks good. So that's it for this design. I really hope that you enjoyed learning sleeping seeds. If you'd like to see a longer version of this video with a few more details and tips on filling this design in a block and in your butterfly, definitely click here to pick up your copy of the Dancing Butterfly Quilt Pattern. This pattern comes with everything you need to know to applique and free motion quilt this beautiful butterfly quilt. So definitely click here, join us for that, and until next time, let's go quilt.